Just looking at these. What the f am I getting into? I know I've taken a stance that sounds kind of hostile to psychedelics. Am I about to like have all of that affirmed? Is this like Fraggle Rock? Check out this weird show for conservatives. Why would someone vote for Trump? Actual Jake is an actual jerk. Don't have sex before you watch. Well, that's the spiciest title, I think. 20 minutes? Let's take a look. I don't know what I'm doing. All right, give it to me, weirdo. What have you got for me? Oh, look, there she is, floating through space. Let me turn the audio down, because holy crap. What? Goya beans? They're not even good.
It's a beautiful day.
They're overpriced.
In Snortlings Hollow, you could learn a little something. Would you like to follow? They're pulling you left, but you might want to go right. Let's take a little trip and it could shed some light. If you don't agree
What the fuck is this?
with our point of view, you don't have to make a big to-do. Just watch another video. Who's stopping you? We're not trying to tell you what to do.
I am enthralled. There's like racist stuff on the wall behind her. Wake up to Aunt Jemima pancakes.
This episode is brought to you
Oh
by
god, now there's like audio noise.
What to Do.
Oh,
This episode is brought
she
to
hit the
you
mic.
by Adventures in Snortlings Hollow, the book series. Available on Amazon, link in the description below. Hello everyone,
She has fucking books? What am I doing with my life?
welcome to my show. It's time for another episode of Adventures in Snortlings Hollow. I am your host, Mimsy Moon, and I am here to teach you lessons and values from a conservative point of view. And this is where I introduce you to my co-host.
This woman has 100% done some hard drugs in her time. Oh god. Sometimes some people do like crazy hard drugs and then while they're in the middle of it, they find Jesus. I feel like that's the kind of person we're looking at right now.
She should be knocking on the door any second now. She likes to be fashionably late. Maybe she lost track of time. Let's go knock on her door.
Okay, pro tip for everyone else. We are 1 minute 24 seconds into the video. You need to get to the subject of your video within the first minute, within the first 60 seconds, okay? My time is limited. There are millions of videos on YouTube. I have better shit to do. You need to get to the point. But this person's so fucking weird and wacky, we're gonna keep going. She admits she used to be a drug addict and a rub and tug girl. What the fuck? I'm assuming those are her words. Oh no. Oh boy.
Just a minute.
So she's built like a whole like playhouse in her yard for a puppet for this YouTube show? What the fuck am I watching?
Oh, hey! I was just on the phone. Well, you know it's time for the show. Okay.
Is that puppet wearing a bulletproof vest? It kind of looks like it. There is deep Mimsy lore. What is this? What is this?
I'm ready. Pick me up. All right,
Pick me
friend.
up.
Well, I'd like to introduce you to my friend and neighbor, Piper.
Yeah, no, look, this a whole like, it's a whole little, it's like a kid's playhouse. This is so strange. Oh, look! A gnome! I've always wanted to do like an elaborate gnoming video, just randomly one day, but I haven't done it yet.
I'm sure I need no introduction. All right, well, let's go inside.
No,
So,
I would like an introduction. What the fuck am I watching?
what were you talking about that was so important that you forgot about the show? Well, my friend is upset because her friend got with her boyfriend. So she got with her ex-boyfriend,
You are not a good ventriloquist.
but he's seeing another girl. So she's gonna get with this other guy, and that's okay, Piper. I don't need all the details. So do you have a boyfriend? Nothing serious. I don't like to limit myself.
Do the puppets fuck? You say there's lore. Sounds like the puppets fuck. I wasn't expecting this level of lore.
So, how do you feel about a girl getting with a lot of different guys? Well, Mimsy, I'm surprised an old goody-goody like you would even want to bring up a subject like this. Well, I'm not one to shy away from topics that some people might find hard to talk about, but I will try.
You know what's sad? I just know for a fact this woman is having a lot more sex than I am. I just know it. I just know it.
Try to talk about it in a family-friendly way as possible. Okay then, well, I think it's great. For far too long, men have been thought of as studs when they are with a lot of women. Now it's time to turn the tables. Toss them aside and go get another. Girl power! You make it so easy for me to find themes to my show, Piper. That's because I'm a great co-host. Okay, friends, today's theme is female empowerment. And don't let anyone shame you. Hold on, Piper. That's not exactly the theme that I had in
This is incredible.
mind. Okay, here it comes. Back in my day, we kept our bloomers pulled all the way up to our necks. Piper?
Back in my day, when there was a gentleman whom I wanted to absolutely rearrange my insides, I would show him just a little bit of ankle. Just a little hint.
What do you think I am exactly?
Oh, gosh.
Like 50? Wow, that's exactly right. I am 50. Yeah, that's what I figured. Old. So you must realize that I was a teenager and a young adult in the late 80s and early 90s.
Ah, there we are. That explains everything. Oh man, the 80s were fun, but whoo, she's paying for it now.
I didn't wear bloomers and bonnets. I had a mohawk and a leather jacket.
Holy shit! Wow. You look really cool here, if that's really you. Wow, how the mighty have fallen. Not gonna lie, if I'm at a party and like I see someone like this, I'm going to like, I want to talk to you. I'm gonna hit you up and see like just who are you? If nothing else. Although, hold on.
I had a mohawk and a leather jacket.
Ah, she's smoking. Deal breaker. Nope. Never mind. Well, I'll still talk to you.
And I didn't ride in a horse and buggy. I drove a Mustang GT with zebra seat covers.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, okay, Mimsy.
That was a weird fade you did there between the editing.
I guess you're looking for some street cred. You got it, but you're ruining my jokes. Well, I just want our friends to know that this advice comes from someone who's lived through it. I'm from California, and I grew up with a very liberal attitude. No one ever told me that my actions had consequences, and I was proud to let my freak flag fly.
All right, hold up. I know where this is gonna go, but let me just say this. I grew up fairly liberal too. In Arizona, a little different. I went to Arizona State University, which is got a reputation for a party school. But like, I haven't been like fucking wild and ridiculous. I know she's gonna give like some background and say, oh, I did all this stuff and I hated it, I regret it now. But like, I never did ridiculous, wild things that some people do. I could have, I would have been fine, but I just never did. Like, it just haven't interested me. Okay, this may shock some of you. I've never done cocaine. I did salvia once. That was not fun. Never again. Now, I've never done meth. Don't smoke. Tried marijuana twice. Wasn't a super big fan. And alcohol makes me sick. I know, I'm so boring.
I had a bunch of different kids with different fathers. I was a single mother on welfare for 15 years. And I did a lot of partying, got in serious trouble, and brought many boyfriends and girlfriends in and out of my children's lives.
Maybe I shouldn't compare myself to others, but I feel like at some point you kind of have to try to do all those things.
Talk about consequences. I wasn't the only one who suffered them. My children did too. And even though we've all had to work to overcome our past, some of those consequences affect me, my kids, and my grandkids to this very day.
I wonder if her kids have kids. So because she has grandkids. I wonder if they hate her. I wonder what that relationship is like.
So the decisions that I began making when I was a kid have had a negative impact on 3 generations so far.
Yeah, no, it's true.
Mimsy!
I don't want to shame, but that does, it does have a thing. If you have kids and you don't provide like a stable foundation for them, like that can mess with them in so many ways that you can't even comprehend until 20 years down the line.
Yes, Piper? You're doing it again. What's that, Piper? You're bumming me out. Why can't you just let young people be free, have fun, and do whatever they want? You seem upset. Why don't we take a magical journey through our imaginations to the enchanted wine?
How about this, guys? There are strains of gonorrhea out there right now that are resistant to all of our current antibiotics. You do not want that, okay? So be a little careful, a little judicious, okay? Thank you.
So you can tell some super sad story about snortlings?
Hold on. I don't, okay, Sour Eggs, you're asking what kid at an age would be entertained by this kind of video? I would know about any of these concepts. You're right, and you keep asking, like, who is this video for? You're right, but I know who this video is for. This video is for me. I am the perfect person for this video. This video is for me and you and everyone else here in the stream right now. This is for us. This isn't for kids. This is for us.
And lies? Well, you're aware that this show is about teaching lessons, right? What kind of lesson could be learned from telling a story about a bunch of young snortlings?
Teach me, mommy.
All having a great time, just hopping into the sack with any snortling they felt like. And everyone was empowered. And there was no consequences. And everyone lived happily ever after.
I know I give an impression otherwise for people on this channel who think about things about me, but I'm gonna be honest. I promise all of you I have sex significantly less than you think I do. Okay, pandemic or not, I am not that interesting. Not as interesting as this person, that's for sure.
Utopia that doesn't exist. And if you tell kids that it does, you're setting them up for failure. Okay, Mimsy. Yeesh. Like you always say, it's your show. So let's do this.
Also, I wear a condom, so I don't have to worry about things, because I'm responsible.
To the lamp.
Oh my god, what is this?
I am Mimsy. I am your guide. So get out your Kleenex, because we're about to take...
Hold on a second, I think I have something. Oh my god, okay, I do. It's a little dusty, but this will work. This is working significantly worse than I thought it would.
Take a magical journey.
Yeah, tell me, what's up?
I am your guide. So get out your Kleenex, because we're about to take a magical journey to Snortlings Hollow, an enchanted land of sad lessons.
Oh.
Very funny, Piper.
She's gonna tell us like a sad story about her life, isn't she? Man, this kind of like ruins the punch of what I was gonna do here. I was hoping we were gonna like summon like a demon or something. Well, she's gonna talk about her demons, so maybe. Ha ha ha.
So, in this adventure,
tell me.
After greeting Luna, she explained to me that there is yet another problem at the school. What? The school again? Mimsy, haven't you made any other buildings besides the newspaper office and the school? Piper, you know this is an enchanted, magical, interdimensional land that we travel to through the sheer power of our imaginations. How could I possibly be making these buildings? If you'd like to see even more of Snortlings Hollow, please purchase my books, link in the description below. Now,
God, that audio noise sounds horrible.
As I was saying, some of the parents are down at the school because they are having a problem with the curriculum.
What is happening?
I'm always looking for good stories,
what
says
the
Luna.
Fuck is this?
And I always welcome your company. If you would like to come along, Mimsy. Hey, Mimsy. Yes, Piper. Cute avatar. Can I get one? When you learn interdimensional travel, I'll work on it. Can I tell my story now? Proceed. So, anyway, Luna and I arrived.
She's got like a whole fucking What the fuck is this? This is creepy. Is this a Furby?
And there's a small group of parents there. Hello, I'm Mimsy Moon, I say.
Yeah, she's reusing her nativity scene.
You seem upset. Can you tell me what's going on? Hello, Mimsy. I'm Abigail. I am upset about what they are teaching my younglings in this school. I'm okay with them teaching biology and the science of how babies are made, but the type of sex ed they are teaching today goes too far.
Like what?
Do you all feel the same way?
Oh God, I want her to tell me. I want her to tell me what kind of sex ed goes too far. I want it in graphic detail. Please tell me.
Hi, Mimsy. My name is Tilly, and yes, I agree. The school is taking away my rights as a parent to teach my younglings the morals that my family and I believe in.
But no school does that. No school actually takes it away from you. The school teaches it, and if you want to teach it yourself, you still can. You do that when they're at home.
Well, can you tell me the sort of things they're teaching that make you all so upset, I asked?
Oh, yes.
Well, they're basically molding our kids to accept that being sexually active before marriage is normal and expected, Abigail tells me.
Yes, it is. For most of human history, humans did this. It's only until relatively recently that this became a thing otherwise.
Yes, Tilly.
Also, it's like an explicitly Christian thing. Well, kind of Jewish too. Up until like Christianity and Judaism, this wasn't a thing with a lot of other cultures.
Is normal and expected, Abigail tells me.
You know the phrase, it takes a village? That's right, we used to have communal living. All right, whatever.
Yes, Tilly adds. And they're also normalizing being non-binary, gender fluid, bisexual, transsexual, and encouraging kids to experiment with whatever feels good.
I mean, you're one to talk because you were bi in your younger days. I would assume you still are. And you didn't have that. You weren't taught that in school. You just did it. But you regret it now. Okay.
The class they are teaching on consent teaches these kids the proper way to have one-night stands. But we aren't even allowed to have a class on waiting until marriage.
Whoa! Okay, all right. I gotta say, no, fuck you. This kind of still boggles my mind, but apparently there are a lot of people out there who just like don't know. They just don't think about it. They just don't even think about consent. They just go for it. I don't understand how people can do that. And teaching kids to say, yeah, you need to know that someone actually wants to do this. You need to hear them say yes. You need to ask. And if they're giving these other signs that they may not be into it, then they're not into it. You shouldn't go through with it. That's not teaching people how to hook up for one-night stands necessarily. That's just teaching them, don't fucking rape people.
They say it's ignorant and unrealistic. Says who? The government? Since when is the government raising my kids? That's my job.
Oh my God, this is ridiculous. How about society? That says the government. They don't want society raising my kids. No, we don't want. No, society doesn't want your little sperm demons, your semen demons, fucking raping people. This is a very low bar, and a lot of people aren't getting over it.
And from across the yard, I see another group of what appears to be parents approaching. Luna tells me that this group represents the Raccoon Clan parents, and the being in the front of the group is named Margie. Well, says Margie.
This is incredible. She's got all these little dolls doing this. I'm amazed.
If it isn't the bitter, old-fashioned, ignorant hatelings of the Beaver Clan. What's wrong? Is someone helping your kids to think more progressively? To empower them to take control of their own bodies?
I know this person's not like talking to me and not giving, not here to give like an actual argument against me, but like that's the purpose of consent classes, to avoid situations where someone might wind up raping someone. It's not empowering your bodies. This is like just basic. I'm sorry, you are like completely lost the plot here.
To be tolerant and accepting? Oh, how terrible. Tolerance and acceptance are two separate things, Margie, says Abigail. I want to live in a free society, so we must be tolerant of everyone else's freedom to
Didn't the government have to pay you welfare because you're a single mom and multiple kids? Yeah, but she got hers, so now it's her turn to, you know, pull the letter up behind her.
choose. But when you try to force me to be accepting, even to celebrate your choices, you're infringing on my right to choose.
Yes.
What makes you think it's okay to force your values on me and my kids? So Margie says,
Why is it okay for you to force yours on the rest of us? Oh, it doesn't go that way. Oh, sorry. I'm gonna take this thing off, covered in dust.
you are a right-wing radical and you are wrong.
Oh.
So, suddenly the traditional values that have held our societies together for hundreds of years are radical.
Alright, I'm gonna say it. I've noticed a really common thing when people talk about traditional values or conservatism. The values that they claim to represent haven't actually been around for a long time. A lot of the time, it feels like they just made it up. Maybe they do it as a tool because they want to oppress others and make us conform to whatever they want us to do. And maybe they're just really stupid and don't know history. I think it's the latter. Because they hate higher education. They don't like it when people learn, so it's probably that.
And
if people actually learned history, they'd realize, like, hey, these conservative values and traditions that you say you want to uphold aren't actually actual traditions, or your understanding of what the traditions are way off base. And then, but now if you know that, you studied that, and you point that out, oh, you're a radical liberal. Leftist erasing history.
wrong? Whatever happened to you live your life and I live mine? Or you leave me alone and I leave you alone? That is the true definition of tolerance.
Hold on, I remember arguing with a kid in grade 10 husbands could rape their wives and they couldn't get it. That's why I could say necessary thing to teach in health class. I remember having arguments with other students that, like, some of them didn't think women could rape men. And I'm like, think about it a little bit more than you are. Yeah, oh yeah, it can happen. Yeah, consent is necessary, yeah.
Mimsy! Oh, yes, Piper? You need to calm down. You're getting all worked up. Is there an end to this story? You know, I like a happy ending. Well, this isn't really a story as much as it's an example of, let me help you.
Hey, I promise you guys, like, if I ever wind up like this, just end me, okay? Hire a hitman. Just make it quick, okay? You got my you have my blessing, okay? Just end me. I don't want to live like this.
Abigail and Tilly finally realized they were...
Oh, it's supposed to be her. I think. The glasses are similar.
ignorant hatelings and decided Abigail and Tilly finally realized they were ignorant hatelings and decided to listen to Margie. So to celebrate, they all went to the park and had a picnic. The end.
Why'd your audio cut there? Oh my god.
Not every story can end happily ever after with a picnic at the park. Yes it can. You know, I am pretty good at telling stories, and if some of you would
Well, I don't know if that's how I'd word it.
like to read stories about Snortlings Hollow, you can buy my books, Adventures in Snortlings Hollow. Link in the description below.
That's 3 plugs for your books.
Was that another commercial? Yep. Isn't it about time for your rant? My rant? Do you mean real talk with Mimsy? Dorky, but yeah. And don't forget about Captain Winky. He's cute. Aren't you jealous of my co-host? Nah, your rants aren't really my thing. You can have it. See you later. Bye, Piper. Bye, friends. Hi, everybody.
Oh my god.
Okay, now that
She would have like a fucking chihuahua with one eye.
Piper's gone, I have something
Well, he's dressed like a pirate. Oh.
very important to say. Keep your bloomers pulled up to your neck. But seriously, friends, Since the late 60s and early 70s, there's been a push towards free love or a sexual revolution.
Well, from the sounds of things, you didn't use birth control or a condom either, so maybe you should like add that to it. Maybe you should try that first. Oh, it's too late. Yeah, I know.
And it's been hurting people and weakening the family unit.
It wouldn't have been if you fucking used a condom. Hey, I'm sorry, but like, hey, I have, and I don't have any kids. Hey, some people my age that I went to school with, I went to high school with, kids with multiple mothers, probably some with multiple fathers. Now, granted, I went to college, and you know, the kind of people I would be around in my social circles, kind of different, higher educated, more liberal, a little more knowledgeable about birth control, a little more careful. But hey, you know, no, I just noticed, you know, abstinence people never really like to talk about that stuff.
Getting with a
Hey, you use condoms appropriately, no one's gonna get pregnant. Some people say, I don't like condoms. Condoms break. Nope. You use them right, they don't break. You're just a fucking dumbass.
A lot of different people, and having a bunch of romantic partners is called being promiscuous. And being promiscuous is not good for your partners, and it's not good for society. And I'll tell you why.
Society.
You have probably heard either in school, in media and entertainment, or both, that it's natural, normal, and healthy to learn, experiment, and explore
Is this our new album?
your sexuality. Well, sure, sexuality is a natural and necessary part of the human experience, but that doesn't mean you should just do whatever you feel like whenever you want. Our intelligence.
Well, that's a fair argument, because, you know, say you really want to fuck, you don't go and fucking rape someone. Don't do whatever you want.
And ability to reason separates us from the animals. We need to control our urges because it's the right thing to do.
No, that doesn't mean never have sex. That doesn't mean wait till marriage. Marriage isn't natural.
The right thing and the easy thing, they're not always the same thing. So what's wrong with being promiscuous?
Let's hear
Let's start with a no-brainer.
Let's hear it.
The more promiscuous you are, the greater chance of pregnancy.
Not if you use birth control correctly. Hey, maybe you would have benefited from some of that sex ed you were trashing a moment ago.
I mean, that's what sex is for. That's why we have the desire for it. It's our instinct that compels us to continue the human race. So,
well, that may be true, but guess what? We don't have to do that.
When you do it, don't be surprised that that's what you're gonna get. In a situation like this, the young parents often don't stay together. And raising kids in a stable two-parent home is the best way to ensure your kid's success in life.
Hey, the way she worded that, two-parent home, made it almost sound like she supports, gay people adopting. Maybe she does. That would be cool.
Now, if
she might.
you are a kid and one of your parents isn't around, that's no excuse not to do well and make good decisions in your life. You are not a victim, and you can overcome any obstacle and do whatever you set your mind to.
I'm sorry, kid. That ain't true. You do your best. You do you. If you really want to, maybe you can get there. That's great. I'll support you. But let's be honest. Single parent or no, single or double parent, you're probably not going to be an astronaut. You're probably not going to be a millionaire. You're probably not going to go to Mars. Let's be real. That ain't your fault. That's just the nature of the system we live in. Not everyone can be a manager. Join the revolution today!
Honor your mother or father, and when you get older...
Oh yeah, look at that gay bio eraser. Pregnancy isn't the only concern. Very true. Very true. I'm sorry.
When you get older, choose to get married before you have kids.
Yeah, that's fine, but you were kind of conflating that with having sex before marriage.
Okay, so let me get back on topic.
Maybe.
You can
She mentioned it earlier.
obviously get diseases.
Yeah.
Many of them are curable, but some are not. And either way, ew. Many people become promiscuous because they think that it means the
Just you? Wear a condom. Easy.
Other person really loves and cares about them. But in fact, it can mean the opposite. They could be telling you what you want to hear just to get what they want.
Also, Planned Parenthood usually does free STI screenings. So, you know, do that. If you've had a sexual partner or have shared needles since your last STI screening, it might be time for a new one.
Other person really loves and cares about them. But in fact, it can mean the opposite. They could be telling you what
also, if you are a college student, just about every college will do it for you. Colleges have health services, but they're like really basic and don't do much. But that is one thing most colleges will do for you. Worth taking advantage of because, you know, you're already paying for it with your tuition money. So you might as well go do it now.
But in fact, it can mean the opposite. They could be telling you what you want to hear just to get what they want.
Okay,
If they really
she's
loved
right.
you, why would they want to put you at risk for pregnancy, disease?
They really loved you. Why would they put you at risk for pregnancy? I don't know. Maybe I want to raise a kid with you, huh? Huh? You ever think about that?
And if
I hope you're watching this. I hope you're watching this stream right now. You know who you are. I'm kidding.
eventual heartache. Yes, heartache. Sex
That's
activates
true.
a chemical in the brain, oxytocin, which results in pair bonding. And if that person doesn't stick around afterwards, it can break your heart. You may have been told that
I've got another kind of oxy, if you know what I mean. No.
sex is empowering, but deep down inside, you could feel ashamed, disrespected, and even traumatized. Don't go against your instincts. Listen to your internal voice. Sex isn't supposed to be the foundation for a relationship. It's supposed to be something special and important that you share in a relationship that already has a strong foundation.
Well, that's not necessarily a bad way of looking at a relationship, but I wouldn't necessarily restrict every relationship to that lens. But that's not necessarily like a bad idea, though.
And deciding to be promiscuous could hurt more than just you, your partners, your potential children, and your parents. It could also spread out to others, because people who feel hurt and disrespected will often go on to do things that can hurt and disrespect others.
Oh, she's talking about a cycle of abuse right there. That's actually pretty profound. She's right, actually. Sometimes when you're in an abusive relationship, you often start to exhibit abusive behaviors yourself. Sometimes you might take it out on people you care about who aren't in the relationship with you. And sometimes the trauma from that relationship will carry over into your next relationship, and the cycle continues. Yeah, that's why therapy helps you recognize, the cycle of abuse, helps you break it.
It becomes like a snowball, rolling downhill, picking up more and more snow on the
Okay,
way
I actually thought I was gonna disagree and hate this a lot more than I was. This is actually pretty interesting.
down. And I'm not just talking about girls here. Being promiscuous is bad for boys too.
Okay, I wouldn't. She's so close to getting it. She talked about, briefly touched on a cycle of abuse, and then just ties it back to being promiscuous. That's not the same thing. Those aren't necessarily tied together. The cycle of abuse happens regardless of promiscuity. It happens in monogamous relationships. Sometimes sometimes people get really bad and abusive, and it only shows up after they've been married. And then it's really bad because you feel chained to this person, and then you take it out on everybody else, even your kids. But hey, being promiscuous is the reason. Yeah, okay.
The most obvious thing is having to give up half your paycheck for child support. But
Okay, it's usually not half, but there's an equation that goes into it. It's usually not as bad as some people say it is.
everything else I've mentioned here also applies to guys. And think about this. Back in the olden days, when most people had stronger values, guys had to be their best selves in order to attract a mate and have sex.
That wasn't true at all. Oh, Lord. Okay.
Now, with girls just giving it away, guys can just be free to be slobs. If you can...
I'm sorry, guys have always been slobs. They're better. I would say it seems like men are better today than they were in the past. You know, rates of violence, like now, are like the lowest they've been in the last, like, what, 60, 80 years? Maybe a little less. Yeah, maybe like 60, because lead paint made it really bad. Lead poisoning made it really bad. I don't know, we haven't fought any wars, world wars since then.
Put in minimum effort for maximum reward.
Whatever.
Why bother being successful? Many guys have lost their desire for marriage. They don't want to make a commitment because they don't trust or respect a girl that was so easy to get.
Or they just don't want to be, like, chained to someone for the rest of their life because, you know, people change their minds. People have always changed their minds. I changed my mind. You know, there's people that I've liked, and then I'm like, and then later it's like, I didn't like, why did I like that person? That was a mistake. Good thing I'm not married to them. And then there's been some people where it's like, you know, I've not dated them. Maybe I turned them down, and then sometime later I'm like, damn it, now I like them. Now I changed my mind. See, but getting married one way or the other kind of shuts off all these other options for you. It locks you out of the other endings, yeah.
The very thing that girls thought would give them power has taken the power that they had away. And now girls want to ask, what?
Okay, the real thing that brings you power, girl or not, yeah, is money and financial independence. Let's be honest here. Like that's how the world works, pretty much. That's what women truly want. Not your money. They want financial independence.
What happened to all the good men? Easy girls happened to them. That's what.
Okay, that was pretty stupid. This whole thing some of this wasn't bad, but then some of it's really dumb. What happened to all the good men? Easy girls happened to them. They're good men. What are you talking about? The problem with the phrase, what happened to all the good men? I'll tell you what's wrong. It's actually pretty simple and straightforward. The answer is the way our society and gender roles are set up, men are expected to be the initiators over women. Okay? In like standard hetero relationships, it's true. Men are expected to be the ones to initiate contact. Men are expected to be the ones to ask the person out, to ask the woman out, to, hey, want to go out on a date, sugar tits? No, not like that. But you're expected to do that. Because of this, we are essentially applying a self-selection filter so that all the good men or whatever are maybe thinking, you know, I'm not gonna do anything that might make this person feel uncomfortable. I'm not gonna ask this person out if, you know, they may think that, yeah, this is kind of strange. This is not the right moment for this. Meanwhile, the men who don't care, they're just gonna go for it. They're not gonna care. They're not gonna hold back. So now this doesn't quite apply in every situation. Confidence is always important, but this means that the people who are constantly asking people out and constantly making the move don't have the same reservations that the good men would have. You know, for example, you go on a dating app. You look at all the people up on the dating app, all the men on a dating app like Tinder. Hey babe, show me your tits! You know the kind of guy I'm talking about. A guy like that has no shame. He doesn't feel awkward or uncomfortable. He will go and he will pursue what he wants. And if you say no, okay, you know, maybe he'll accept the no and he'll move on to the next person. The people who would respect someone enough to not make them feel uncomfortable are gonna, you know, they're gonna stay back a little bit, be a little more reserved, a little more judicious with it, with initiating contact. So all the other men who don't are going to show up in the line first, and those are the ones you're going to hear. Those are the ones who are going to stand out the most. Anyway, I'm sorry, that was like a long tangent and kind of like convoluted. This is why I don't join dating apps. Absolutely, yeah. So when you talk about why, you know, where are all the good men, this is kind of why. They exist. You just, gender roles apply a self-selection filter, and they aren't the ones who stand out. That's the basic of it. Now, how do we fix that? Shit if I know. That's not an easy answer, but there's the explanation. See, that's a hell of a lot more complicated than just saying, oh, it's because of easy woman. No, it's not because of easy woman. The more we elaborate our means of communication, the less we communicate. Yeah, dating apps, social media, websites, yeah, self-selection filter. A lot of women will get like hundreds of messages from hundreds of guys, and it's like, almost none of these are going to be good picks for you because of the self-selection filter. I gotta like hone this idea more. I think I can make a good video about it, talking about dating apps and why they suck, why we shouldn't use them, why they're bad for humanity, why they're a net negative. Anyway, that's a topic for another day.
I'm pretty sure that just about every religion teaches you to wait until marriage.
I don't think like Hinduism and Buddhism do, but I don't know. A lot of the pagan religions definitely didn't.
Teaches you to wait until marriage, but you don't have to practice your religion.
That doesn't sound right. Yeah, I know.
Figure out that these rules exist for a reason. They protect people, families, and therefore our societies. I hope that my mate...
Yeah, there's like no mention of any form of birth control from her in this entire video. That's kind of strange.
That I can not only reach out to kids, but to parents too. And hopefully you can use these videos to start a conversation with your kids about this topic and the other topics that
she wants parents to watch the videos. That's the answer.
I discuss. So parents, don't let anyone shame you into giving up your rights as parents to raise your own kids. You have the power. And kids, don't let anyone shame you into giving up something that you know in your heart should be protected. You too have power.
I never had that feeling that my virginity needed to be protected. That's fucking weird. When I was younger, I'm old. I'm an old man now. When I was young, I had sex when I was ready. Easy. I liked someone, I did the sex. And then it was fun, it was great, and then that was that. That was easy. It wasn't being pressured into giving it up. I just did it. Now there are some people who like pressure people. Don't do that, that's bad. If someone's trying to pressure you, just fuck that, get away. Don't feel like you have to wait for marriage. You do it when you're ready. A lot of girls do have that pressure, to be honest. Okay, I have heard that from other people. Sorry.
I hope you liked
what's going on?
Today's show.
But she's using this as an excuse to don't be promiscuous and wait till marriage, which is not the right conclusion to draw. The right conclusion to draw is say no, don't feel pressure, and men, you need consent. You need to take the consent class. Don't pressure people. Recognize that your behavior might be causing someone to feel pressure, and don't do that. But I have the feeling that this person is utterly incapable of teaching kids that. All right, I'm going to be honest. I'm going to subscribe. I want to see more of this person. That like to dislike ratio, 53 to 104. That's so bad. I'll give you a like. I hope she keeps doing more of this. I'm not gonna lie. Oh shit. Oh my god. If you want to learn more about some topics I discussed, my favorite influencers are Ben Shapiro. Wow, what a shock. Lauren Chen, actual fucking Nazi. Anthony Brian Logan. I don't remember him. Carolyn Borisenko. She's a gross person. Officer Tatum, don't know. Conservative Twins, don't know him. Tim Pool. Oh man. Blair White, Larry Elder, Jordan Peterson, Candace Owens. Christ, woman, you have some issues. So what do we think? Did she do too many psychedelics back in the day and just fried her brain? I'm inclined to believe it. Man, you know, we know the CIA was experimenting with MK Ultra to try to brainwash people. Why the fuck do people do psychedelics when we know this? Hi everyone, sorry I've been a little bit behind this month, but working on a big thing. You're gonna love it. It'll be great, it'll be grand, it'll be lovely. Big Dave Rubin documentary, yeah. The goal with the project is to be the definitive Dave Rubin documentary. So like if anyone ever asks, so who is this guy? What's he about? They'll link to my video for all time. Yeah, that's it. Thanks for sticking with me, all my patron backers. And when this video comes out, I'm gonna give a thanks to everyone who's ever backed me on Patreon. ever. And now with that being said, thank you to the June patron backers: Benjamin Kessler, Dios, Ian Diaby, Irene Schaefer, James Paul, Joy Palamo, Joe Nuts, Laura Day, Lionel, Mellow Cheddar, Suzanne Hendrickson, and Xylorp on Bandcamp.